Then we got Remastered 64, which we're going to ignore, that never happened. So 2025 is just these 3 videos. So they've been getting better, actually. Ignoring this one at the bottom, they've, started off in B, then we got an A, and now we've got an S already into the year, and we've got an
Yeah.
S tier video.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure my 2024 tier list only had like 2 or 3 S tier, so this is a very good start if they've already got an S tier of this year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Fight for time. So no Mario. We got 2 no Mario videos last year in a row, actually. CEO of Riz, and before that it was you used to be cool. I'm pretty sure those were the second, third videos of the year. So strangely enough, it's doing that thing again where at the start of the year we get videos with no Mario. So
Yeah.
it doesn't inherently make something good. Like, I would say, like, although I liked what you used to be called, and you used to be cool, and CEO of Riz, I liked what they were trying to do. They tried to do character stuff with Bookins and SMG4 in those videos, but I don't think they're that memorable, and so I don't think having no Mario immediately makes your episode good. But the fact there was no Mario or no main character in this video is just really interesting to me, and it's like a nice change of pace, even if it doesn't necessarily make it good. But in this case, no, it was good. They had solid character stuff going on with Karen's kids, Big SMG4, and Swagmaster of all characters. Like many different characters had character stuff, and especially the swag stuff. Like that was just, I don't know, I really liked it. I think it actually really worked. Even I think they played the swag stuff serious enough. Like, they were being sincere with it, but they also doing it, but they weren't taking it like so seriously that it became a bit silly. I think they struck a good balance with how serious to take the swag thing, and no, that stuff was really solid. Obviously, the focus on all side characters, you don't usually get much focus. Like, Karen's kids got quite a lot of focus, and Big SMG4 got an appearance for the first time in a while. Like, that's just all very appreciated. Like, this character balancing has been great so far.
And also, it wasn't like, unlike the Costco and Water episode, it's not like the generic task turns chaotic kind of thing. It's it is like it's not. Yeah,
it doesn't really follow.
It's an imaginary task.
It doesn't follow the usual formula they have for videos. Like, Mario Drinks Water is that thing where simple task spirals out control, and Shopping Mall is characters go to a place and split off into separate groups that eventually reconvene. Like, it sort of follows a different plot structure, although it still goes in the usual structure where simple task, in this case a playground fight, devolves into something really silly and stupid. That still happens, but that's a fine formula. Like, that you can always use that and make it unique and different each time, and memorable. I guess my one major complaint would be, I do feel like some of the medieval fight scenes sometimes aren't the most interesting things ever. Like it's good animation, but there are definitely slow points in the video, like low points, or where it just feels like these medieval fight scenes are perhaps going on for a bit too long and there's nothing all too interesting happening in them. I would say for jokes, there's actually quite a few funny ones, especially with swag. Like, some of the humour, especially some of the physical humour, like slapstick stuff, is quite good. Like, my favourite, my underappreciated joke from that is the one where he uses bleach on his eyes. I like that, where his face is his face.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
So yeah, and obviously, it's even worth bringing up the lore stuff, because obviously, like, that's the best part of this video.
Lore equals.
Well, I've talked about this a lot already. Again, like how, for example, I've talked about how I don't like the Remaster 64 episode a lot. Like, I've talked about this lore stuff a lot. It's obviously, like, really, really, really good. Like, expanding on lore and a character that, I feel like makes a lot of sense to expand on. Like Karen's like backstory, and like the deal with the father of her kids is like, like
Yeah.
such a good like thing to focus on, like such an
It
obvious
is.
plot point to
Yeah.
focus on.
It's interesting too because it's not nearly as predictable as like say like I don't know a lot of arcs because it's like you don't know like who's good, who's bad. I mean, obviously you know that Karen's a good person, obviously, but you don't know is the. I mean, the father is implied to be sort of like a bad person, but it could be like it could be one of those like flawed men kind of ideas, where it's like he has a lot of flaws, but he has a good heart or
What?
something like that. Because Karen said idiot father, not like abusive or something like that. Is that maybe like the father was just like really dumb and didn't know how to really be a good parent, which could actually.
I mean, that's what's
This could
implied.
actually, yeah, that is implied. Like he's just not a good parent or something like that. But he's got like, it's like he might have some good in him, like maybe, perhaps, possibly. Because why else would Karen marry a guy like that? If maybe I don't know.
Well, the main things why, like, what they're focused on in this video, why it's so interesting and so good. One, it's a completely new thing. Like, this Karen stuff has only appeared in like one video before, and so it's like it's not like Mr. Puzzles for the fourth time. Like, it's something new, and it's something quite different. Like, it's sort of like more. Like the whole assassin stuff is like criminal underworld sort of stuff, and obviously the stuff with her kids is like a basically a family focused story, which is not something they've ever done before, I think, other than possibly Shroomy. But that was a different sort of family dynamic. This is a mother and her kids, so it's like a very unique sort of like possible story direction and like stuff they're focusing on. It's also like low stakes. And it's not like, oh, this could lead to the end of the universe. Like, it's, you know, hopefully, I'm hoping this arc that's upcoming is going to be low stakes and more like grounded and more personal, more character focused, like the Rapper Bob arc, for example. Another thing that's sort of like really interesting about all of it is, you know, that's happened so soon, like first month in, and they've already started to drop teasers as to what the next story arc is going to be. And so, I mean, obviously, like 2023, like the 5th episode of the year, SMG4 UK is where it all started. But this is the 4th. This is the earliest I think they've ever done like story stuff in a year, I think.
Yeah,
And obviously, this is very surface level. Obviously, it's still like a tease of what's to come, but still, it's just, you know, someone who's here for the story. I really appreciate it, and that like that they're doing. They've already given us an indication of what's to come so early.
The thing I like about it is that it's sort of just sprinkled in every now and then, because it's not like the Revelations arc where it's the big arc of the year that's for some reason got like 4 filler episodes in between it. But instead of this one, it's like, because like there's 2 ways this story could go. It could either go into the start, like the early year arc thing, you know, the one with the SMG4 movie, all of that stuff. Either it's gonna end up being that, or it's sort of like a thing that just goes off on its own. It's like an arc that is like scattered across the year kind of thing. It's not like it's not its own dedicated arc. It's just like something that's just, you know, spread along, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. So I think we've touched everything. So obviously I've gone into so much detail about the lore implications of this video and just how good that is. You know, and how they're, you know, going exactly with a story that I really wanted them to tell. Like, this is just it's so good for what it is and what it's setting up, and you know what it's suggesting will come. It's just everything about it is so good, and obviously like you know, all side characters, like, that's amazing, and they actually do a lot of cool character work for a lot of characters. That's really nice. Just so many good things. Again, my only problems, some of the medieval fight scenes perhaps drag a bit and aren't the most funny or most interesting scenes ever. I would also say Well, I don't really care much about it. Like, obviously, I know a lot of people have pointed out or complained how Mario's in the thumbnail when he's not in the video, and it's kind of clickbait, and I guess I would agree it kind of is clickbait, but I'd struggle to care. Like, it's a good video, and I mean, yeah, I guess it's technically clickbait because Mario does not appear in it. So yeah, like, I can't, refute that claim because it's technically true. I just don't think it's the biggest deal in the world. Like, they need those views, and they're clearly struggling recently. So I mean, I'm not going to complain that much. But yeah, I agree it's clickbait, and they probably shouldn't have included him. Or if they were going to include him, they should have had him appear for like 5 seconds, like full run joke, just to justify him being on the thumbnail. I guess, right?